Hi, and welcome to this Chameleon tutorial video. Today, I'll teach you how to create an email from scratch using Chameleon. We'll use this really nice email template from Really Good Emails as inspiration, and I'll show you how to recreate it yourself. This video is only about 16 minutes long, but I did a little bit of prep work beforehand. In total, it should take less than an hour to do, even for Chameleon newbies. So let's get started. The first thing we'll do is make the header. We'll drag an image element to the top, just so that we can see this blue bar and drop it right there. Then we drag a text element to the right side of it, which automatically creates columns. We copy the text from the template and paste it in. Now we can update the formatting of the text. We double-click the text to select it, so that we can change the alignment. Then we change the line height over on the right. We'll update the font family and select Times New Roman. And finally, we'll change the text size. Next, it's time for the image. Double-click the image element. I've already uploaded a logo, so we just have to find it and click on it to add it to our email. We can now select the columns element from the breadcrumb at the top, and let's add some padding to either side of it. 27 pixels should do. And now let's add the main image below those columns. I've already uploaded that as well, so we can just select it from the media library. After I added that image, now I can see that there's a little bit of extra space under the text. So let's try and figure out why that's there. It doesn't look like it's being caused by any padding or margins. It looks like there's a blank line of text here at the end, so we'll just delete that. Now let's update the padding on the header to make it look right. Select the column element from the breadcrumbs, and we'll add a little bit of padding on the top and the bottom. Nothing has to be done with the image right now, so let's start on the block below that. We start by adding a text element. We want to add it to the full width bar so that it's separate from the image above. Let's add a background image to that. We select the box above the text element in the breadcrumbs, then we can toggle the background image switch on the Design tab at the right and select an image I've already uploaded. We can copy the text we want to add from the template and just paste it into place. Now what we want to do is put this text in the middle with these little icons on either side of it. So let's add image elements on either side of the text to make columns. You can see that the size of these images can't be increased. This is to preserve image quality. Let's change the alignment on that text so it's center aligned. If we select the columns element from our breadcrumbs at the top, we can drag the arrows on the sides of the columns to get the sizing right. Now let's right align this one and left align this other one. Now we update the font family. The text color. And the size. And it looks like we might have to play around with the column size a bit more. I just figured out that maybe it's best to keep these columns equal. These icons aren't really aligned right, so let's add a little bit of margin to them. And it looks like we should just remove the padding from the text in the middle. And then maybe we need a couple more pixels on the icons. So we'll add that into the margin on the design tab for those icons. And now let's just add some padding to the whole column element, just on the top. That looks right. Now for the main text block. We'll copy the column element that we already made. This way we don't have to re-add the background image. For the space on the sides, we'll start with 2 empty columns. I'll come back to that later though, because we'll be adding in one more thing here for better mobile compatibility. Then we just add a text element, copy the text, and update the formatting. I already know the color code to use, but if you want, you can also use the color chooser tool. Then we'll add one more text block under this one. You want to make sure that you get it under the text block in the middle, that way it preserves the columns. We copy and paste the text into it, and we can set up the paddings and set the formatting. Now let's copy that again and use it for the thank you for your support text. Now here I added a button, but this part isn't in the video. It's quite simple to add, just like we added the other elements before. You can use a button element or an image element. Now we start on the footer by adding columns below the text block. We can go ahead and copy-paste the text and size these 2 columns correctly. We lock the size of the right one so that it won't change. Then we'll add the social icons, and we can add the images one by one. First, we'll do the Instagram logo, and we'll go ahead and add some margins to it. That way, we can copy and paste it, and all 4 images will have the same styling. Now that we have the styling we want, we can copy it 3 times. It stacks them vertically, but then we can move each one to the side. We need to make sure that we drop them onto the small vertical bars there, and this makes a column element within our existing column element. We add some padding to make it look more like the design we're following, and we can also change the background color too, since it's different than the main body. And let's also change the font family. It looks like New Times Roman is close enough to the original, and it's a web-safe font, so it should work fine in all email clients. While we're at it, we'll update the size and color to match too. Now let's change those social icons to be correct. We already have Instagram there. So next we'll add Facebook and Twitter and Google+. One of the last things we need to do is the legal mumbo jumbo at the bottom. We added a text element, and we'll just copy paste the text, update it with our own info, and update the formatting. Remember those side columns in the main text area above? Now we'll add some dividers on either side of those columns, and we'll make them transparent. Here, I'm hiding these left and right columns on mobile. That way, there's extra space on either side on the desktop version, but not on the mobile devices. If we add just a little bit of padding to these text elements, they won't be bumping up to the sides of the screen on mobile devices. Now let's save it and go look at the preview to make sure everything looks okay. Looking at it, we can see a few issues here. The "We've been nominated" part isn't in line with the icons. The social icons could look a little bit better, and there isn't enough padding on the legal text at the bottom. So let's go back and fix those. We'll start by adding another transparent divider to the right of the text next to the social icons. This way, we can center the text in its column, and when it's on its own line on mobile, it will be centered. Next, we'll add a little bit of padding on the left and right of the legal text. And finally, we'll go to the We've Been Nominated section. We can select the columns element and uncheck the Reorder on Mobile option so that those icons stay on the same line. So let's go check out the preview again. It looks better. The social icons look better now. And the desktop version. Looks good. Although it looks like we still need a bit of padding on the bottom of the legal text. And there you have it. We hope you enjoyed this video. Now go create some more emails of your own.